Welcome to the What's Our Verdict podcast, where we fashion ourselves cinematic judge and jury. My name is JJ Crowder. I'm here with my co-host Mattson
Ed.
And Alec Burgess.
Let's get it.
We appreciate you tuning in. Go ahead, hit that follow, subscribe, like, bell notification buttons. Hit them all so you can keep up with all of our episodes. Tell a friend about us. Tell a family member about us. Help us grow the podcast. Tell a opera house terrorist about us.
Ooh, good one.
Tell some opera singers about us. We'll be okay with that too. But yeah, it is the final week of our musical adaptations, Broadway adaptations, however you want to go down that road, month of May. And we're going to finish with a bang. But before we get there, we need to talk about our sponsor, Manscaped. Fellas,
Manscaped.
Do me a favor and blink if you haven't purchased a Father's Day gift yet. Yeah, we kind of thought so. So today's episode is brought to you by Manscaped, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming. Maybe your pops has had a bush since the 70s, and that's okay. But our friends at Manscaped have crafted the total package for his special day, whether it's for the boys downstairs, his beard, or even the best pair of underwear out there. Manscaped has his bases covered. Head over to manscaped.com and get 20% off plus free shipping with code THEVERDICT, all one word. From daddy to zaddy, trust Manscaped.
Not going to lie, I've never asked my dad.
And I never will.
He's got a bush, will, like Mattson.
No.
Like, that's just never been on the
My dad's 73.
topic.
I don't need to know. My dad could use the nose trimmer, though, and the ear trimmer. I'll tell you that. What is that one called? He needs that.
Yeah.
It works really well.
It does work very well.
I'm telling you right now, Manscaped, they're sponsoring us for those 70 and above. I'm going to recommend the nose ear trimmer. I'm not bold enough to go there for my dad. I don't even need does he still do that with my mom? I don't know, but
why'd you have to make it weird, Mattson?
Yeah,
you just made it weird.
Maybe it's not about that. Maybe it's just he likes the way the breeze hits the boys when they're trimmed, dude.
He might, but I'm never gonna know because I'm never gonna ask.
I'm not saying I'm gonna ask my dad, but I think I can make an assumption that by getting him the 5.0 Ultra package, that there's something in here there he'll use.
Oh man,
you're gonna get the weirdest fucking awkward look when you give him the present.
Jay, please do that and please record the opening of that box.
Yeah, I mean, I would be willing to. Look, my dad has a beard like me, so maybe he'll just use it for his beard. That's okay. He likes to keep things trimmed. I don't know. I don't know what he would use it for.
Don't get him.
Dude, the beard trimmers, I told you guys, look, I love the beard trimmer, but it's for thick beards like mine and my dad's, it's not the right tool. Except when you're trying to get this stuff that I got dangling right now. It's been bothering the shit out of me, so I need to go use my beard.
JJ
my
can chase his lunch 2 hours later.
Yeah, pretty much. That's usually how that goes.
Favor. That's what
exactly. But either way, go get 20% off plus free shipping with the code THEVERDICT at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use the code THEVERDICT. Never forget where you came from, if you know what I mean. Happy Father's Day from Manscaped. That's the best copy line ever right there. Let's jump into this week's movie. This week we're reviewing The Phantom of the Opera. That's the one. It was released January 21st, 2005. It was written by Gaston Leroux, Andrew Lloyd Webber, and Joel Schumacher. It was directed by Joel Schumacher. It starred Gerard Butler, Emmy Rossum, Patrick Wilson, Miranda Richardson, Minnie Driver, Kieran Hines, Simon Callow, Jennifer Ellison, and Miles Western. It is about a young soprano who becomes the obsession of a disfigured and murderous musical genius who lives beneath the Paris Opéra House. I don't think you get more generic than that particular synopsis right there. I feel like the Phantom's not getting nearly enough credit for his nuanced personality for that one. He's just a fucked up looking psychopath, according to them. But yeah, so Phantom of the Opera. Alec, this was a you choice, right?
This was a me choice. I picked it for one reason and one reason only. I fucking hate it, but I wanted to figure out why I hated it. Don't know why I hate it, but I still hate it.
just one of those things. So do you hate the musical in general or just this film?
I have no idea.
Okay.
It's baffling. But I was sitting there watching. I think it might be the way that it starts. So it's very similar to Moulin Rouge.
Fair.
In the sense that it starts off one way and just light switch goes another way. And then I spend the next 20 minutes trying to figure out what happened. So then I'm like playing catch up. But I don't know. I like the music's great, right?
Sure.
Talented cast doing the singing, phenomenal. And I just sit there going, I can't figure out why I hate it, but I don't like it.
I can tell you why I struggle with this musical / film. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I think it has Andrew Lloyd Webber is a freak. Like the music that he has always written and write, it just is outrageously good. And this is no exception. But I don't like opera. So that operatic, very high, long, held out notes, the arias, like I don't enjoy. For the most part, there are some, right? And I think it's beautiful. It's just not something that I get into. And so for me, like, because there's such an operatic, I mean, it is the opera, right? But there's some songs that aren't as in that genre of opera songs, music, but the ones that are, like, I just find myself going, oh, I have a hard time because I just don't love this style of music. And so while I love the story and I love the songs themselves and the tale that they tell, the style of music keeps this from being one of my favorite all-time musicals because I just don't enjoy that style of music.
Yeah.
What about you, Mattson?
When we were talking about Les Mis, for me, of all the ones we've seen and of all the musicals that I know of, Phantom has some of the best songs. I mean, JJ talked about this when we were doing Hairspray. I mean, you can pluck out like at least minimum 3, 4, 5, 6 songs from Phantom of the Opera alone that are just smashes, like just kill it. Amazing songs. But what I like about, like, of all what we've done this month, to me, this is the best movie of all the things we've seen. Like, having just watched this, like, I would just say right now, like, this is something I know I'll watch again and willingly watch again. I mean, let's just put it out there. Emmy Rossum, like, I mean, you said just, I kind of had, I had a crush on her. Like, she's beautiful. Gerard Butler was like in the prime of Gerard Butler time. Like, the visual appeal of this movie is there. I love the set, the cast, like they go over the top. The budget for this film was $70 million, which there's like barely any CGI in this movie. They had tons of costume. I think they lean into that really well. But then I think the amount of effort that someone like Emmy Rossum, who wasn't a trained singer, Gerard Butler wasn't a trained singer, they did to the best of their ability. I thought they did great. Ironically enough, Patrick Wilson, he was a trained singer. I did not know that. The dude did musicals. Like, he had a musical career. And if you go back and listen to his song, like, he's awesome. I think Gerard Butler is fine. Obviously, some people hate it, didn't like him as much because he didn't fit the character in terms of singing ability. I'm like, well, what do you want? Like, he can't be a unicorn. He can't do both. But what I come back to, Alec, is I enjoy the story of this movie and the characters in it, and I can feel for them and the struggle of why the Phantom wants to be loved and what's happening with him, why Emmy just wants, why am I forgetting? Christine just wants to be loved in the right way, and all those struggles. This movie is it a little long? Sure, but it's a musical. It's expected, but it's just enjoyable to me. Like, I like the story, and I love the music. So I'm different than Jay. Like, the music in this movie is awesome.
When you were talking, that might have been it, because the story creeps me out. I get major fucking like make sure the closet door is shut, locked.
But that's because Gerard, but like,
chair in front of it.
he kills it. And what's funny, Alec, like if you, I could see you being like the Phantom of the Opera, just like dicking with people and then
I
demanding payment.
mean, yes, that part definitely.
Well, you're
And the
smart.
whole
You're
living in the
dubious.
sewers is there as well. Like I would totally live.
Well,
in the
he had
sewers
he is
because
a
he had a
he's a-
nice setup.
he has like
But
his
I
bed.
just
What the hell?
like it's fucking creepy.
Yes, very much so.
So that might be it because the story just creeps me out. Like I get the heebie-jeebies.
I mean, it is a creepy story. Before I go too far, though, I do have to correct you, though, Mattson. Emmy Rossum is a classically trained opera singer. She debuted on stage at 5 years old in opera. She wasn't a classic stage. She wasn't a classically trained like where Patrick Wilson was a Broadway singer. Like he was as an actor. She actually was a singer long before she acted in opera. So she did opera because that's why one of the reasons that she was so quick to get picked, because the only other movie she had done at the time was Day After Tomorrow, or whatever the follow-up to it's one of those I can't remember his name now, but the director always destroys the world. But yeah, so she was picked because she was classical. But I only said it because I
did a
had a crush on her too.
And that makes sense now why she was picked out of like hundreds of people around the world.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they found her.
Yep. No, she does. She's amazing in this. Like, but that's the music. I just don't like the musical style. The songs in this, like "Think of Me" is one of my favorite songs, but it's not really opera, or not really operatic. The one song that I like that's very opera based is the actual theme, the Phantom of the Opera, like very opera themed, but it's very good. But I like the music itself more than the singing even on that one. So, Alec, the story's creepy, and it's even creepier. They don't portray it as much in this. They do a little bit, but like in the play, like his singing actually hypnotizes and controls her. That's what. So every time you see you're like, why is she going with him? Like even after when she's at her father's grave, and then like the moments where she runs up onto the rooftops, and she's like, this guy's bad news bears. Like he's going to kill everybody. He's scary. He's frightening. I've been in his lair, whatever. And then you see him at the time when they have the masquerade, he comes down and starts singing, and she's like walking towards him all fucking gooey looking. It's because in the story, he's able to manipulate her with the music and his singing. Like it hypnotizes her. It's almost mind control. And she was getting ready to do it again at the grave. That's why he kept trying to get her alone and sing to her, because he knew that's what he did. So it's even worse when you get into like the actual story in the book. Like it's worse. You're like,
and he was more grotesque too. They made him. Yeah. When you're Gerard Butler, especially at that age, you can't make him look. You gotta do it right for the ladies at the same time.
Yeah, even with all his scarring, he's not hideous.
Ironically enough, the makeup on this still took roughly around 4 hours for his face. I'm like, shouldn't have taken as long as that, but I guess it was pretty intricate.
Yeah. When you got to cover his hair and do all that stuff, it's pretty gnarly to have to get into. But yeah, it was an interesting take, but it shocked me with Gerard Butler because he was pretty new in the American scene at the time. And I only knew him from when we saw this, or when he got cast in it. I knew him from a movie that I'm going to forget the name of, which is terrible because it's so good, but it's a Scottish film. I'll think of it here in a minute, but he is so good in this film, and it got him some status to where he was able to come and do other films. But this was like one of the first big U.S. films that he did.
Talk about Dear Frankie.
Yes, so good. You want to talk? Don't watch that movie unless you want to that Alec is a depressing ass movie. Like it is.
Sign me up.
It is gut wrenching, hard to watch, but is so good and so well acted. Yeah, very good movie. Casey made me watch that, and I was like, I don't want to watch this. Then I was like, this was a really good movie, but I won't watch it again because it's heart wrenching. But yeah, I love Gerard Butler. I think he's made some strange choices a couple of times, like whatever saving the freaking United States president 3 times over. Like that gets a little rough, but I really enjoy Gerard Butler a lot. So
they wanted to cast. You guys can guess, who did they want to actually cast for this role?
John Travolta.
No.
Damn it.
It's easier than you think. We've talked about this individual this month.
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman?
Yes, Hugh Jackman. He was busy at the time, probably filming something else. But as we know, I'm sure, honestly, Gerard Butler killed it. I think Hugh Jackman would have been great as well.
I think so. I don't think he would have had the same menace to him. Like, yeah, smooth menace. Maybe that's
to me. It's more like, it's like the smooth. Like Gerard Butler still has a little bit of like, he kind of has that Playboy smooth a little bit, but like Hugh Jackman to me, he doesn't present himself in that way as much.
Yeah, he's a little too, like his bone structure is a little too strong for me to be like, oh yeah, that dude's smooth. But like Gerard Butler, clean shaved, he's clean looking. I'd do him.
He's manscaping.
So, that's right. I'd make out with him even with scars on his face. Yeah, I was shocked when they cast him because I was like, what? Gerard Butler? Like the same Gerard Butler that I know? And then we went and saw it in the theater and I was like, God damn. Like that dude he's got
some of the people, some of the like the peers from the Broadway musical didn't like it because he wasn't as good enough of a singer. And I'm like, dude, but I like the emotion he brought in. Like you can really, that's one thing I think is he the best singer? No, clearly not. But he brought the emotion in on screen and through him singing that I really appreciate. It felt genuine to me, where we didn't kind of feel that way. At least some of us didn't for Hugh Jackman in Les Mis, where he was a great actor, but at times his singing and acting kind of conflicted each other. To me, this role by Gerard Butler, I mean, I thought he played that phenomenally. And also Patrick Wilson, I know he was classically trained. He was awesome in this film as well. Really, I was blown away that I was like, oh my gosh, that's the dude from Aquaman. I didn't know that that dude can really sing. And he was awesome in this movie as an actor too. Like the 3 main people in this movie, like, I really like him.
Yeah. I love Gerard Butler's voice. I think my problem with Gerard Butler in this film was because he was so new to the American, like his Scottish accent came out more than I wanted it to. And not that it was a bad thing, it just distracted me from like, because sometimes during his singing it would come out, and then definitely during his talking parts, the very few he has, like I was like, oh, there's his very deep Scottish Baroque accent that I'm like, that's distracting. But I got over it real quick because the guy can fucking sing. And so I was like, yeah, amazing. But I definitely heard it. But I get distracted by weird shit like that.
I love the set on these movies. It was, I mean, the costume, like they went balls to the walls in this film. Like it really makes you feel like you're there and a part of it. And I think that should be appreciated as well.
Yeah. I like period films when they do like full on set pieces like that. Like the cemetery scene is one of the most notoriously difficult sets on stage because of how over the top it has to be because of how famous her father is. And so it's like, and in France and in that time period, like they made these just hideously large, grave areas for like the rich and the famous and the wealthy. And so it was very interesting to see that. So I really like that piece, like all these gargoyles and the statues and like just really cool moments in that. I like that set quite a bit, but
they like their fog in this movie. There's definitely like, well, that's Alex. There was a creepiness for Alex. Like, it's too much fog. It's scary. It's scary.
Can't
like,
see what's happening. Get your back to a wall, bro.
You're like, oh my gosh, it's scary. It's scary. And then Alex like, does my mirror push in
Yeah,
And
no, like no joke. I went and tested the fucking mirrors because this is stupid.
Oh, shit, that's funny.
as long as you're not sharing walls with other people, I think you're fine. Because
I'm in
that's
an
where
apartment complex. All the
Oh.
walls are shared.
I didn't know. That's where the real horror stories are, because people do that stuff.
Ugh,
Check your bathroom for micro holes.
Yeah,
closets.
Yeah, that too.
Make sure your closet doors are always closed. So
it's not
just
closed
Oh my
now,
god,
but
they're
the
coming through
lights
your
on.
closet, Alec. They're coming through your closet. You got to check to make sure that wall's
Dude, I kid you
solid.
not. Closet door has been closed, and there's been barricades in front of it. Like I'm not fucking around with this creepy ass shit.
Alec's got a tripwire in his closet.
I love it.
Rigged a crossbow.
Does Oshi have any like full length mirrors in the house?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's no longer in the room. Usually it's sitting right here. I'm sure you can go back and see the
Yep,
podcast
yep.
episodes where it's sitting there. It's not here anymore. It's been moved.
It's hilarious. Yeah, I don't like full length mirrors. But for me, it's like I've woken up a few times in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, oh shit, because I see my own reflection. It's like scary shit. So don't love
One of
full length
the only
mirrors.
confusing things in this movie for me it's when the masquerade scene where the floor opens up like that. I'm like, how? Like, why was that built into this opera house? Like, why does that? I mean, it was cool. I'm like, that's awesome, but what's the purpose of that?
I can tell you the purpose of that actually.
Oh.
So in old school opera houses and playhouses, things like that, they would have stage entertainment that as you came in, especially when going to the opera house, especially the opera house, but even the playhouse, like those were meant for the elite. The social elite were the only ones that went to the opera specifically.
Alec's not going, or me.
No,
Yeah.
hell no.
Neither am I.
I'm
So when
dead in the river. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. He's at the freak show. That's where he's at.
Yeah.
He's the guy that freaking Phantom choked out as a kid. No, like, but that's what so when they went, they had stages that would go like that you would walk up the stairs and around some of these. And so they had to build them like stages. So they would pull out, they had bottoms that would drop out, that would lower, things like that, like normal stagecraft at the time. And so that's why that would have been a possibility in a opera house like that. So,
okay, well, all right, less random, makes more
that,
sense.
And then the book, like, because the play was based on a book. If you read the book, because I'm a freak and I read books, especially when I like stories and stuff. So this one, he lived there for decades, and nobody knew about it. Because one of the things that they change in this version, even from the normal stage play, is that the what's her name, Gilly, or why can't I think of her name?
The old lady.
Yeah, the lady that ends up being old in it. Anyway, her Meg Geary, Madame Geary. So she didn't help him escape. He just escaped. She knew about him because she'd been at the playhouse, the opera house for so long that since she was a child that she knew the stories and she knew that it's just she'd run into, like, seen him in the wings, things like that. But so she heard the rumors and the stories. So when they tell the thing in the play, she tells him the rumors and the things that they think happened. She didn't help him escape in the book or in the actual stage play. Like, that helped for this movie as to why people that have never heard is like, why does she know this? Because they don't play up the stories very much in the show. They show it a little bit.
It worked well for the movie.
Yeah, for the movie it made sense, but in the book, like, he'd been living there for decades, and most people didn't know he lived there. So there was things that he built, like his lair underneath in different secret passageways, that when nobody was there, he would go in and build additional passageways to help make him be able to flow through the.
Man, that's a lot of work, but I guess when you're there that long, like, got to do something.
Yeah. And they do tell his story, and he'd lived there, like they show in this, since he was a child when he escaped the circus or whatever, the freak show.
Yeah.
But he escapes on his own and then runs in there and lives in the basement and then the subterranean area. It's a cool book. It's interesting. It's dark. But
yeah, it does sound like it. Yeah,
But,
I mean, I really like this movie. Like, I still struggle if I would pick Les Mis or this for my favorite songs. This still, to me, by far and away, having watched the Les Mis one, this movie just crushes that movie in terms of enjoyability for me. But the songs, man, I don't know. It's a tough pick. I really like both.
I have to ask though, because it's funny, because in rewatching it, I was like, there's not a lot of talking in this one either. Like there's a lot of sing talking that you didn't like from Les Mis. Now, don't get me wrong, compared to Les Mis, there's probably double the amount of actual
no, it's
dialogue, but
there's
not a lot.
But they don't. I guess the sing talking, it's more, but the sing talking in this one, I guess they just do it better. Like it doesn't bother me. It's.
I actually kind of see what Mattson's saying in a way. Like there's more emotion, I think, behind it with like Gerard Butler. Because like when they're doing the angel music number, he's got like insolent boy, this type of a theme. So I can see where Mattson...
But it works though, because like I feel like in Les Mis, like I don't know, it just didn't land the same, and it just detracted for me. Like it doesn't bother me in this one, and I think Alex, I agree with Alec. Wow, did it again.
I didn't like that. Fuck this. That felt weird.
I kind of like being the one detractor, because I don't agree. I feel like Les Mis does it better than this film. Like
nobody asked you, JJ.
The Les Mis film over no.
Yeah, I don't.
JJ, you're wrong.
I love this film.
Fix your stupid shelf you've been talking about for a month.
Yeah, honestly, you're the worst.
Well, you know what? I can't wait till one of you fuckers say some shit. Moving forward, no more Mr. Nice JJ trying to be moderate shit. I'm gonna fucking chew your guys' lunch. I'll rate your next back out.
I'll rate your next dumbass movie a 0 too.
Yeah.
Or a 0.5, whatever I did to that one. I broke your heart.
Fuck.
Uncle Buck.
Can't wait. Uncle Buck. Dude, I still hate you for that. Yeah, like I don't enjoy this film as much as I do Les Mis. Still a great film, but it's not. And especially the sing talking. Like there's parts where I'm like, just pick a lane. Either have your dialogue be your dialogue, or sing it all. Like you can't do both. And in my opinion, and I didn't like when they did it. It didn't work for me in this film as well.
Says the person that likes Bill and Ted movies. So like,
wow,
should we really listen to him?
Wow. Maybe you should just fucking retire.
Hey, I'll semi-retire again.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, but it's a great film. Good songs, good music. As long as you like opera.
That was fun. Should do this more often.
I will sneak through your mirror, Alec, and murder you in your sleep.
I still haven't been able to get rid of that dress.
Hey, Alec, all you got to do, just get a really small mirror. JJ he won't be able to get through those.
It's fair. That's fair. But all I need to get through is my head, even though that's very big. But
yeah, no. Even just seeing a reflection in my mirror, that's not supposed to be.
I was gonna say, I feel like JJ's head size is on the larger of a head size.
Oh, it's huge. I have to special order most of my hats, dude, because they don't make them. Because I can't go to a fucking store and buy a giant ass JJ.
I know you very well. I'm like, but JJ's head seems larger than most heads that I know of.
Yeah, it's a big head. I got a big old head. I got a big old head.
A lot of things somewhere. A lot of things going on up there. I wanted to say smart, but I'm not sure.
Go fuck yourself. No. Oh shit. A lot to say anyway. It may not be all smart and make sense, but
that's what happens when we record later at night. We get silly.
A little loopy and goofy. Yeah. I'm gonna keep sending Alec fucking scary TikToks now. There's like a whole string of them coming after that fucking debacle.
That guy, I swear. Dakota, man.
Little girl was funny. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I really, if we want to get down to, because what was one of your trivia questions that we did with Les Mis was like some of the longest running stuff, and this one's it, man. Like I'm pretty sure it's the longest running Broadway play out there.
Let's look it up.
Followed, I don't remember, there was another one that was close by, but I'm pretty sure that this one is the longest running Broadway, and it started on West End. It was another British start, but
yeah, Phantom of the Opera celebrated its 13th 100,000th performance in April 2019. So I mean, it's
Wow.
probably well past that. Then Chicago, the revival, Chicago, The Lion King, Cats. Number 5 is Les Mis. Chorus Line, Wicked, and Oh Calcutta. But yeah, Phantom of the Opera far and away crushing the rest of the. I mean, it came out a year after Les Mis and is running, I mean, decades past it, which kind of blows my mind.
Yeah. It's a different. I think Les Mis is tough because of how long it is. Like, it's not, and this isn't a short play by any stretch, but Les Mis on stage is damn near 4 hours long.
Fair.
It's a long ass play. So your cast has to be superbly committed to be in Les Mis. And this one's not short, but it's closer to a 3 hour, 2.5 to 3 hour mark versus 4 and 5 hours.
Andrew Lloyd Webber's got the number 1 and number 5. You know, you got to be feeling good about your life.
Oh, it's because Andrew Lloyd Webber is a genius. Like,
actually, I take that back. He didn't do Les Mis. He's got the number 4 and number 4 because he did Cats. I can't believe he did Cats. Wow.
Cats, Jesus Christ Superstar, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Like I think he did a follow-up to the Phantom. Yeah, I think there's a follow-up. I don't remember what it's called, but it takes place in New York, if I remember right. But it did not do well.
The Phantom of Broadway.
No, it's like in Coney Island, New York. Like, it's in a weird place in New York.
Phantom of the theme park.
JJ, you forgot Evita.
Oh, I did forget Evita.
Oh, he did School of Rock? I didn't know that. I didn't know they made that too. Man, he's got a ton.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work. Holy cow.
Uh-huh.
Those things take like years.
Yeah. Well, and he also does like movie soundtrack, like not just like he does scoring too. Like, he doesn't just do musicals, but
hey, there's a good future movies with like epic movie scores. You're talking like, or we should do like Hans Zimmer versus like John Williams, or I'm talking like that. Like, that would be fun.
Yeah.
JJ's just gonna pick a bunch of Lin-Manuel Miranda films.
Nope. Nope.
Give me some Interstellar versus Inception versus.
I'd probably only pick John Williams. That guy's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. I love Hans Zimmer, Klaus Badal. There's a newer one that's out too that I really like, and I can't remember his name. Ramin Djawadi. Like, I like him too. Like, there's a lot of great score like writers, but John Williams is, nobody does it like John Williams.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
Lucasfilm, Star Wars poster child over here makes sense.
Yeah, but even take Star Wars out of it. Like,
I'll agree. I'm not going to fight you.
Yeah.
Like, what's my favorite? It's technically not a movie trilogy. It's not a trilogy anymore, but it used to be. I mean, it doesn't get better than Indiana Jones. Like, you can just drop the mic on that.
I mean, we talk Jaws. You got 2001. You got, like, he's got so many that you're just like, that was John Williams. Fuck, so good. Like, I think Last of the Mohicans is him. I think, like, he has some outrageously good scores, even outside of the ones everybody knows. But anyway, we've digressed a lot, and that's okay. Should we rate it?
Good conversation.
Let's rate it. I guess it's Alec going first because he picked this because he didn't like it.
I didn't get to go first this month. I kind of liked it.
I don't know what to rate this because I don't like it, but I recognize that that's a me problem. Right?
That's good.
It's not this movie is a bad problem because the parts that I enjoy, I just get so fucking creeped out and I'm lost at the beginning of it that I'm playing catch up and I'm just petrified. And it's not even a scary
movie is labeled as creepy because that's like
it's not scary, but it's fucking creepy, is what it is. I think I'm just gonna play it safe by saying 2.5, middle of the road movie. I won't watch it again. I hadn't watched it in about 10 years. I've only seen it one other time before this. But I think 2.5, never going to watch it again. Don't come after me. I know it's a me problem.
I was gonna say at Alec, don't act the rest of us, because I'm giving this a 4.5. I think the only reason I'm not giving it a 5 is because of the where it was a Russell Crowe problem for Les Mis, it's an opera problem for Phantom of the Opera. Like, I just don't love opera music, and so there are times in this movie where I'm like, I just don't enjoy this music because I don't enjoy that style of music very much. But the acting, the songs themselves, like in a vacuum, the songs are amazing. Like, especially the ones that are less operatic. Like, I really, really, really enjoy some of it. It has some of the most recognizable songs out there. Probably, it just, yeah, love it. And the acting was outrageous. I loved everybody that was in it. Very watchable. Like, to your point, Mattson, the set pieces are amazing as well. I really liked it. So 4.5 for me. And I will definitely watch this. It's one that Casey and I revisit quite often. So
Yeah, I've been sitting here trying to figure out how I could give this movie a 4.5, and docking it because it's a little long just feels criminal. Because I guess I'm going 5 because of all the movies I've seen, all the musicals I could see. I really like this movie, and for me to say I will watch this again, like I have watched it again, like I really don't mind this movie. It's a really good movie. I mean, you guys already said it. Well acted, set pieces, phenomenal music, just interesting character progression, all of it. Like, I just like it. Is it a little long? But it's always gonna be long. It's a musical. I can accept that. I think that's the only thing. It's about it. Otherwise, like, yeah, man, my wife likes it. Like, it's a win-win. It's a really good movie. I'm glad we watched it.
yeah, there it is. Some good scores, except for Alex.
I realize it's a me problem.
Oh no, and I appreciate your self-awareness. Like,
I appreciate you
Yeah.
saying that, because like, it's not a
we agree. It's a you problem.
Yeah, 100%. It's a me problem.
So yeah, I appreciate your
This is-
self-awareness there.
It's good enough where, like, JJ, this is something I didn't know about you as much. Like, you go to the musicals and like shows, and because like Salt Lake City, I mean, it's just really good talent in general. This is something I need to go see in person. Like, I do need to go do that. Same thing with Les Mis. I need to pay homage. Although I don't know if I can, but Phantom, I still can for sure.
Yeah, Les Mis comes around.
I know.
Yeah, it makes the round still.
I think that's what I'll take away from this month is those two. I've heard the song. Like, I just need to go do it. It's not like my cup of tea type thing, but I need to appreciate it for what it originated from.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I like it. All right, Alec, tell everybody where they can find us.
I don't want to anymore. I feel like I'm going to get added all over the place. Well, it looks like our month of Broadway adaptations wraps up with Phantom of the Opera. We appreciate you tuning in and making it to this part of the video. So if you agree with our verdict, I should probably taken that part out. That's fine. Or don't. Let us know in the comments below. Special thanks to our patrons, MNAS, that's Male Nipple Appreciation Society, Rich, and Max Bialystock for the selection this month. Patreon is a place to join the choosing and voting, so head over there to get involved. With that, I'll kick it back to the classes of clout, the king of crash, JJ.
Yeah, and thanks, Max Bialystock, for the topic. This was his topic, so much appreciated. Turned out some good discussion.
Do we know what we're doing next month?
We do know what we're doing. It's practically perfect month. It's movies with little to no CGI.
Oh, this is true.
They lean on practical effects. So, and I do know the movies. I just haven't sent them out yet, and we're not going to say one here because we want to keep some of the fun and excitement of you guys having to listen to see what we're doing. But that's the topic.
I hope it's.
I'm going to have to watch the movie.
I'll stop there, but I hope it made it.
Oh, it's funny. It's possible. I'll
Love
send
that.
you guys. I'll send
Love
you guys
that
the
movie.
list.
I'm excited for this one. Yeah, for our listeners out there, I tried to sneak in Inception because it has a very non-CGI awesome part, but also very CGI movie, and I really tried, but JJ said no because he's mean.
JJ's the fun police.
You know, when it comes to making sure we fit the theme, I definitely am. And that doesn't fit the theme, sorry. So you did not get to use that one. One scene does not make it a practical effect type of movie.
Whatever, JJ. It's all subjective.
It's really not, though, but I appreciate it. That one's rather objective, my friend.
Jeez, go smoke a blunt.
I'm thinking about it. So with that, as always, we appreciate you tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Hasta la vista, baby.
So
That came out
magical.
weird. That came out so weird.
Yeah, what was that?
Catch you on the next one. I don't even know what the fuck to say at this point, but
Help.
so.
Whoa!